Hello everyone. So today I'm going to talk about the latest update for the mobile config patcher for weathering waves that I've created and updated. So in case you were late to the party and maybe if you were using the old version, the version 1.3.7, then you can now update to version 1.4.1. So if you have the application, then just click download and install. So alright, let's go to the download and open. Then continue, then update. So just make sure that you have install from unknown sources on in your settings. If you don't have it, oh my god, this bets really. Anyways, open the application and then now you will have your updated mobile config patcher. So what's new is that I have new menu tabs here. So there's the config, the editor, the utilities, the support, and the settings. So in the config, it's just as it is, the normal one. So just drag down our sync files and refresh, and it will basically just refresh and get the configs from my repository. So I haven't updated the configs yet for version 3.6, but we're currently working on it since we have the new C# environment that we're currently testing. So anyways, so if you need the config, so just get to the config presets and then just select what config you desire or like. So and then of course we still have this one click patch and the advanced if in case you just want a single file to be applied, so something like that, and then one click patch. So all's well that ends well. Anyways, you can also use the export files only if you want to just export the files without actually patching it. So yeah, so for now, let's use the high visual config and one click patch. All right. Anyway, so it's actually being applied already. So let me just walk you through to the newest additions in the version 1.4.1. So it was supposed to be version 1.4, but I was busy testing the editor pane. So in this panel, in the config editor, so you can now fine tune your console variables for weathering waves easily as it is already grouped smartly, or it depends on which mode you want to use. So first is this ini file selector, so you can actually access any .ini file that is within the config folder. So I would just like to say that I wouldn't recommend touching anything here except this gold font, gold color font ones. So the engine ini, device profiles ini, and the scalability ini. So you can actually view the game user settings ini, but I just strongly suggest you don't touch the other ini. So for example, we go to the game user settings. So you can actually check what is the games being displayed on us. So these are the quality effects, the SG quality effects that are being used. So yeah, you can just check it out. So for example, we have the engine ini. So from the engine ini, there we have under system settings the variables that are placed there. So you can expand all or collapse all. So it's easier now. So suppose you want to configure something, for example, the enable game budget. We want to set this to 1. So set it to 1, then check and just save. And it will be saved successfully. So next would be if you want to go to the one line mode. So as you can see, we have the current buffer preview. This is basically the engine ini right here. Or if, for example, you want the device profiles ini, so you can actually see the actual content. So let's go to engine ini. Okay, so here, suppose you want to edit something. So for example, from let's say garbage collection settings. So just select the section, garbage collection settings, and then select the command. So for example, you want to edit flash streaming on JC and change value to 1 and then just save. So as you can see, it will be updated here. JC.flash streaming on JC is equal to 1. So as easy as that. Or of course, if you want to be old school and use the old text editor or a common text editor, so I also created one for you. So there's it, and then just open the show editing tools. Actually, you can just also edit on the spot. So hi there. Yeah. All right. Anyways, oops, one. Okay. So suppose you want to use the show editing tools. So you have the tool to search. So for example, you want to search for the bloom. So let's say you want to search for bloom. So as you can see, the normal mode feels or seems lacking. So what I would recommend is that you toggle this normal mode and make it isolation mode. So in the isolate mode, you can see only the variables with the bloom. So it makes it easier for you to actually check and edit what you want to replace. So you can also change the font size by just dragging this bar here. So in case you're, yeah, in case you want it very small, so it's up to you. And then of course I have also included the replace function. So if for example we want to change all Kurofi to something else, so let's say Kurofi to bang. Okay, so replace all, and then as you can see, it was successfully replaced. So let's just put it back. So Kurofi and bang, place. Okay, very nice. And then next we have the miscellaneous patch. This is one of the new additions for version 1.4.1. So this basically has the UE4 command line, the text that is found in your UE4 game client folder. So firstly, you can use the skip splash command. So if you are going to patch with this one, it will basically skip the splash of your Wuthering Waves, so you will not see the Wuthering Waves logo when you start up the application. And then if you force enable the C# environment, you will be transitioning from the JavaScript to the new C# environment that the game developers or Kura Games were developing. So right now it's more of a experimental by waves side, so it's actually not recommended to test on it, but if your device could test on it, then well, I'll just share that earlier, or at least early reports show that C# environment has better performance and better thermal handling. So less temperature and better FPS. So in case you want to patch it, then just select which command you want to and then patch. So if you want to remove the file, then just click remove the file. So again, I want to patch this only for the force enable C#, so patch. Alright, and the next, the utilities. So one of the new additions for version 4.0 is actually the get device info. So it's actually a headache for me to receive a lot of bugs or requests, and the end user or the consumer or the player doesn't know what their device specs are and only know the brand of their phone. So just click on the device info and it will get the snapshot of what you are currently using. So it's like that. Oh, as you can see, the temperature is 45. I recommend getting a cooler if your temps is like that already. And then we have the decrypt log. So I have introduced a better version of the decrypt log inside the application, so you don't have to go now to the website, but you can still use the website if you really need to. So just click on decrypt log and then it will decrypt your client log right here. And then, of course, I already put some buttons here that could easily help you figure out or find what you want to see or look for. So, game thread, it isolates only the game thread lines. Log config, anything that has the log config lines. Log console manager. And then so the Sharferil. So I don't know how to actually pronounce this, but the Sharferil is the one linked to the C Sharp environment. So you can actually select multiple isolation filters. So if you want to show everything, then just unselect them all. And then of course, if you want to use a different file manager or text editor for this, it's okay. Just click that export and then the archiver text, and then boom, it's here. But of course, we'll focus on our app. So next, you can also delete your logs. So in case your log got corrupted and cannot be decrypted, or maybe some other error, or you just want to compress the file size and generate a new one, so just delete logs. And there we go. So if we decrypt log again, of course, you cannot access the log file because you just deleted your logs. And if you don't want to use configs, or maybe the configs isn't working for you and you just want to go to default or vanilla, then just revert to vanilla. Then if you can, as you can see from the device info, the the device profile is no longer here. And then if you want to delete specific files only, so just click on this or tap on this advanced revert, so you can select which files you'd want to delete. And then of course, I already attached a backend activity log, so this does not log or record whatever the heck you are doing on your phone. This just records what the app is doing, what you are doing on this application. More importantly, it only records the actual functions of the app. So in case you submitted a bug report to me, I will know what exactly went wrong or what was the last action you were doing when you submitted it. So you can actually view it here. So if you feel that, oh, I don't want to share the data with Arglax, so just clear log. So it will clear your current log. And then next, support. So, oh, it's a bonus. If you actually supported me financially, I'll give you a code for Wowola. But of course, it's fully optional. You don't have to pay anything for whatever I'm breaking for. It's fully optional. And then, of course, we have this Wobolab Companion. It's a companion app for weathering waves that I made. So, yeah. And then report a bug or suggest a feature. So when you click on this, you can select if you want to report a bug report, if you want to request for a feature, or just a general feedback. So help me. And then it's up to you if you want to put your email, but if you click send, it will either push you to the Discord channel or to your email. So don't worry, I handle everything privately, so there's no data leak here. So of course, if you want to donate, the links are here. So next is the settings. So the ultimate patching guide, I might include more steps here in the future, but for now, I think this is already plenty. Then help tooltips, if you want to remove the question mark, the tooltips icons here, so you can just turn it off. See, it's more clean. Then patch notifications. I would actually push notifications to you if ever I already finished updating for the version 3.6 configs, or of course for the latest versions. And then haptics, if you don't want the vibrations when you touch, and sound effects if you're getting annoyed by the beeping sounds, and D&D at work. So from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So you will not get notifications if ever I push by that time at your local time. So yeah. Then of course, app version, check for updates. We're on the latest update. And Shizuku status, so this just to check if you have your Shizuku, so just refresh it if in case it's not running, or if you don't know if it's running. And then of course the what's new, so this basically our design notes, the change log, our patch notes. So you can view everything that changed here for version 1.4.1. So if you want to see for the view older releases or the other releases, then just scroll it here. So I hope I actually helped with the people this time, and I hope your config fine tuning, tweaking, or development would be made easier with this. So just remember that this repository metadata is actually built either manually or through the custom metadata builder that is a separate app. So good luck on your pools, whoever the banner is today. So thank you and good luck, guys.